So what I want to do with this video is I want to talk to you just a little bit about your exam, and my cat, Chairman Meow, is here to join me. I was out of town for a little bit, so he's feeling very needy. So what I just want to go over is what's expected from you for the exam, and then a little bit about the best ways to review for the exam. As stated in your syllabus, this exam will cover everything from the beginning of class through week 3. That's chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As well as the theory handout, which I have linked to you on your course. And then also have looked over the AAA website, just whatever's linked to you on the content page from, I believe it's week 1. So make sure you've looked over that. Additionally, the information presented in the guided learning activities, if you haven't figured out already, is different from what's in your textbook. So some things I talk about in there aren't in your textbook, some stuff that's in your textbook I don't talk about. Okay, so it's important that you review both of those. So you want to look over guided learning activities and the textbook, make sure you've read it, because some questions will come from there and some will come from the guided learning, and it's important that you've done both. Okay, so anything that's been assigned reading for the semester so far is going to be up for grabs. Nothing from this week is going to be on the exam. It'll only be from weeks 1, 2, and 3. In terms of the types of questions you can expect, be prepared for matching questions, short answer, long answer, true, false, and multiple choice questions. Okay, pretty much like your reading quizzes, except you want to be ready to have short answer questions and maybe one longer answer question. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how many of each is going to be there, you just need to be prepared. So if you've read the chapters, if you've participated in the guided learning activities, if you don't have any lingering questions for me, then you're pretty much prepared. I'm not going to try to trick you. There's not going to be trick questions. Really, this class is to introduce you to this material. I don't expect you to be experts on this material. So I'm not going to have questions where you need to do things that are super, super complicated. It's not going to be like a walk in the park necessarily, but it's not going to try to trick you. That's not my goal here. My goal is to just be sure that you are understanding the material, and this is the best way to assess that you understand that, in an easy way where I can actually cover all of the material. I would love to have assessment be essays or short answer, because that's what we use in anthropology a lot, but we don't have the ability to do that in this kind of setup with a lot of students and a lot of course information. So we have to do it this way. But just be prepared to have multiple choice, true, false, short answer, long answer, and matching questions in there. It's, again, 100 points, so there'll be right around 100 questions. If there are some, I might do some fill in the blank as well, and so if there are 2 blanks, then that would be worth 2 points. So there will be a few questions that might be worth more or less, but expect around 100 questions, probably a little fewer. A few fewer than 100 questions, just because some will be worth multiple points, but it will tell you if a question, a short answer question is, let's say, worth 3 points, it will say 3 points, so you are aware that that is worth more than another question. The exams are timed and is strictly enforced, so you run out of time, the exam ends wherever you stopped. Okay. So if you've only made it 10 questions in because you were trying to look up all the answers in your textbook, then you get 10 points maximum. The rest are marked incorrect. It's going to be short enough that you won't have time to look up the answers in your textbook or to watch guided learning activities or review things while you're trying to take the exam. That's on purpose. This is not an open book test. This is not an open note test. You should complete this exam without any external material. Okay, you should just sit down with the exam in front of you, take the exam, and then that's it. Okay, you shouldn't be looking up answers or anything like that, and if you are, you're not going to complete the exam. Okay, I'm trusting you all to be honest here, so please don't disappoint me in that aspect. Okay, and so the best way to review for the exam, I'm not going to have a review lecture like I would do in a face-to-face class, because you have all of my lectures already available to you. And so what I want to show you is how to get there. So this is the home page. Let me go up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to student view. So this is exactly what you see when you log in as a student. Okay. And so what you need to do, if you're in 501, it's the exact same process. So you'll go to the quizzes, and let's say you want to review week 1. You can see your attempts over here, so I've done 2 for that one. So we'll go in, and you'll click on the drop-down arrow beside its title, go to Submissions, then you'll click on either attempt. However many attempts you took, it'll show that many attempts. So click on Attempt 1, and it will show you your quiz has been submitted successfully, but then it will show you the video and then your answer. And I didn't actually take this, so I just wrote mumbo jumbo in here. But it will have whatever you wrote and then any feedback I gave you. Okay, and so you can scroll through. You can rewatch all of these videos, and then all of these videos are also on YouTube for you. Okay. So if you scroll through, you can see, and then you can look and say, oh, the subfields of anthropology that we should know are these ones. Okay, development anthropology is not a subfield. If you got it wrong, it will show you that it was wrong. It won't show you the right answers, but it will show you that it was wrong. Okay. And so you can scroll through and see all of these. When you're done, hit done, and that's it. You can view all the attempts if you like. The same thing goes for reading quizzes. So I took reading quiz week 2. Go click on there, Submissions, Attempt 1. I got 2.5 out of 50. So then you go through and you can see all of your answers. Again, it won't show you if you got it wrong, what the correct answer was, but it will tell you that it was wrong. Okay, and then you can look through each of these, and you can see like the types of questions that might be on the exam. Okay, if I give you any feedback in there, it will show up as well. You just have to, it'll show up under, and you would just have to say View Feedback, and it'll have a drop down, and it will show you what the feedback was for that. Okay, so this is going to be the best way for you to review for the exam, is to go back in and look at all of these guided learning activities and reading quizzes. Okay, this is going to be the best way for you to review. That's why I'm not putting up a review lecture, because you have all of my lectures already here. You don't need a review one. And it's only 3 weeks of information. That's not a ton of information. And so you should be able to have a good grasp on that. Okay, and that's pretty much everything I have for you for this video today. Just if you have questions about the material, please don't email me specifically. I would prefer that you go into the discussions, and you can scroll down. Let me just show you. You can go to the discussions, and what you can do is scroll all the way down, and you'll see exam questions here. And so, right, we can see a post by a student with an exam question. Okay, so go in here, post your questions, and then I can answer them there, and other students can answer, and that will help you study for the exam. And it's likely that if you have a question, that another student has the same question. Okay, so the best thing to do would be post in there. If you email me asking me about what types of questions are on the exam, or how many multiple choice questions are on the exam, I will not respond to that email. I don't have time to do that, which is why I've made this video for you. Okay, but if you have very specific questions, post them in the exam 1 question slot there, and then I can answer them there for the benefit of the group. There's also the ability to post anonymously in there. You just have to hit the checkbox that says post anonymously, and that way if you're embarrassed about the question or anything like that, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, that's okay, then you can post it anonymously and no one will know it was you. Okay, so hopefully you all are feeling pretty confident about the exam this week. Remember, it's opens Wednesday through Saturday. And so, like I said in the email, I'm going to have a test bank, so no 2 exams will be the same. Working with someone or taking a look at someone else's exam is cheating and will result in a 0 on the exam. Okay, so make sure you're doing your own work. That's the best way to learn. So, if you have any questions, post them in the exam 1 questions discussion forum there. And then I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.